started as an ordinary day. A quiet morning in Byron, Wyoming. A small town that barely stretched a square mile, nestled between rolling plains and quiet farmland. Here, life moved at a different pace. The kind of place where childhood meant chasing fireflies in the summer and waking up to the smell of fresh-cut hay. The Harshmans were one of the many families that blended into this small-town landscape. A mother, a father, and 4 little girls. To those who knew them, they were ordinary, maybe even happy. Tranyelle Harshman, 32 years old. A mother first, always. The kind of woman who spent her days balancing the chaos of raising 4 children. Her world was wrapped around them. Every morning, every bedtime story, every scraped knee, she was there. But being there wasn't the same as being okay. Cliff Harshman, her husband, a man who worked long hours, providing for his family. By all accounts, he loved his wife, loved his children, but work kept him away. He missed things, small moments that at the time didn't seem important, until they were. To those on the outside, the Harshmans were like any other family. 4 little girls, their laughter filling the house, a husband and wife, doing their best to make things work. But inside their home, behind the pictures of smiling faces and carefully curated moments, something else was happening. Something only Tranyelle truly understood. Tranyelle had always struggled, not in a way that was obvious, not in a way that set off alarms, but in the quiet, creeping way that mental illness so often does. Her battle started long before she became a mother, but something changed after the birth of her twins, Brooke and Jordan, age 2. The sleepless nights became unbearable. The exhaustion dug deeper. A darkness settled in, one that wouldn't lift. Postpartum depression. It wasn't just sadness. It wasn't just feeling overwhelmed. It was something heavier, something that wrapped around her and wouldn't let go. There were moments when she felt like herself, when she could smile and laugh with her daughters, pretend that things were normal. But those moments became fewer. The bad days stretched longer. She tried to get help. She and Cliff sought treatment, medications, therapy, solutions that were supposed to make things better. But they didn't. Cliff later described it as a catastrophic chemical imbalance. Medication that was meant to help only made things worse. The woman he loved, the mother of his children, was slipping away, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. People around them noticed changes. Tranyelle was quieter. Her smiles didn't reach her eyes. She withdrew from friends and from family. But no one thought she was capable of what would come next. No one saw the warning signs for what they were. And by the time they did, it was already too late. What happened inside the Harshman home on February 10th, 2025, wasn't just a crime. It wasn't just another tragedy to be filed away in police reports. It was something much deeper, something no one would have expected. Because behind the photos of smiling children, behind the carefully chosen words of a mother's social media posts, behind the life that seemed, from the outside, perfectly normal, something had been waiting. And in the span of a single afternoon, everything would come undone. This is the story of Tranyelle Harshman, a mother, a wife, a woman who, by all accounts, was fighting battles that no one could see, a woman who did the unthinkable. At 1:30 p.m., an emergency call came through. The voice on the line was calm, disturbingly calm. It was Tranyelle Harshman. She told dispatchers exactly what they would find when they arrived.
2 children would be located upstairs in their cribs, and 2 children would be located downstairs in their shared bedroom. I can be found in my upstairs bedroom, and I am going to do the same to myself.
The dispatcher, trained to handle emergencies, struggled to process the gravity of the situation. Immediate action was imperative. By the time first responders arrived, the house was as still as the air outside. No sounds of life, No crying for help. Just a mother's final decision, left behind in the form of a single, devastating act. 2 children upstairs, 2 children downstairs, a mother who wasn't there to answer the door. The victims, her 4 daughters, Braylee, 9, the oldest, Olivia, 7, Brooke and Jordan, 2, the twins. Deputy Carrie Angel was among the first to arrive at the Harshman residence, mere minutes after the distressing call. The scene that awaited her was beyond comprehension.
We entered into the home. Clearing the home, I went back to the little girl who was actually still alive and administered first aid to her.
Inside, 3 children were dead. 1, barely clinging to life. The sight was harrowing. Braylee, Brooke, and Jordan were found lifeless, victims of gunshot wounds. Olivia, though gravely injured, clung to life, her breaths shallow but present. Tranyelle was discovered in the upstairs bedroom, the firearm beside her, a self-inflicted gunshot wound marking her final act. The response was swift. Medical personnel stabilized Olivia at the scene, her fragile condition necessitating advanced care. She was airlifted to a specialized hospital in Salt Lake City, where a team awaited her arrival, prepared to fight for her survival. When the news of the Harshman tragedy broke, the town was left in stunned silence. This wasn't supposed to happen here. This wasn't supposed to happen at all. But it did. And the question on everyone's mind was the same. Why? The Harshman home, once filled with the sounds of laughter and life, stood silent, a somber testament to the fragility of the human psyche and the profound impact of untreated mental health issues. To the outside world, she was just another mother, a wife, a woman raising 4 daughters. But her world was far more complex than anyone knew. Behind closed doors, she was struggling, fighting against something that she couldn't escape, a battle within herself. In the aftermath of the tragic events on February 10, 2025, law enforcement conducted a thorough investigation, piecing together the sequence of events, uncover the circumstances leading to the deaths of Tranyelle Harshman and her 3 daughters, as well as the critical injury of her 4th daughter, and seeking to understand the underlying motives. Evidence pointed towards a culmination of untreated mental health issues as a significant contributing factor. The community, engulfed in shock and grief, rallied together, offering support to the surviving family members and initiating discussions on mental health awareness. Vigils were held and counseling services were made available, reflecting a collective commitment to healing and prevention. In an exclusive interview, Cliff Harshman shared insights into their family life and the challenges they faced.
As angry as I may be with her, I still love her, and I still lost her as well.
Friends and family members provided anecdotes that painted a picture of a loving mother overwhelmed by her internal battles. Mental health professionals offered expert opinions on conditions like postpartum depression and PTSD, emphasizing the importance of early intervention and the challenges inherent in accessing effective treatment. This tragedy mirrors other incidents, such as the Lindsay Clancy case, where exacerbated postpartum depression led to devastating outcomes. These parallels underscore the critical need for societal recognition of mental health issues and the implementation of robust support systems. The patterns observed in these cases highlight the urgency of addressing mental health stigmas and ensuring accessible care for those in need. Olivia's recovery has been a focal point for the community. While specific details of her medical condition remain private, it is known that her journey encompasses both physical healing and emotional support. Fundraising efforts have been initiated to assist with medical expenses, and mental health awareness campaigns have been launched to educate the public and prevent future tragedies. Support groups have also been established, providing spaces for shared experiences and collective healing. The Harshman family's story is a somber reminder of the profound impact mental health struggles can have on individuals and communities. It compels us to reflect on the adequacy of our support systems and the societal attitudes towards mental health. As we process this tragedy, we must ask ourselves, are we doing enough to recognize and address the silent battles waged within the minds of those we love? This story is tragic, unsettling, and deeply thought-provoking. It's not just another crime story, it's a wake-up call. Let's not just watch, let's act. But what happens next is up to us. Stories like Tranyelle Harshman's serve as reminders that behind closed doors, silent battles are fought. Battles that can escalate into unimaginable tragedy if left unchecked. Leave a comment below. What are your thoughts? Could anything have changed the outcome? Let's open up the conversation and bring awareness to the issues that matter. If you found this video compelling, subscribe to the channel. We uncover true crime stories, dissect hidden details, and explore the human mind in ways no one else does. And also, share this video. You never know who might need to hear this. Spreading awareness could help someone struggling in silence.